A lot of these kids don't know how to read because they have had things read to them, or they can click a button and have something read out loud to them. I just don't think these kids even care. They don't care about making a difference in the world. They don't care about how to have a resume. They don't care how to write a resume. They don't care how to write a cover letter because ChatGPT will just do it for them. And I think that we need to cut off technology from these kids, probably until they go to college.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Tutor One. We're back with another video. Today we got a former teacher explaining how kids are not learning how to write. They can't read. Parents are not doing their jobs at home. Hit that like button, subscribe button. I'm not going to talk out ear. I'm going to dive straight into the video.
Former English teacher going viral after posting a raw and unfiltered farewell video as she leaves the classroom behind after just 3 years. Listen.
A lot of these kids don't know how to read because they have had things read to them, or they can click a button and have something read out loud to them. I just don't think these kids even care. They don't care about making a difference in the world. They don't care about how to have a resume. They don't care how to write a resume. They don't care how to write a cover letter because ChatGPT will just do it for them. And I think that we need to cut off technology from these kids, probably until they go to college.
Hannah is a former teacher, and she joins us now. She posted that video. More than 1 million people have seen it, Hannah, probably more by the time we're on this morning. Why did you post that video?
So I taught for 3 years, as I said in my video. I wasn't always a teacher. I actually started my career in digital marketing. So I've been in the digital world for about 5 years now, or since I've graduated. And throughout the 3 years, I've taught digital arts classes and I've taught an English class. And I would say that in all of my teaching experience, technology has posed quite a challenge. And with AI becoming so accessible to children nowadays, especially teaching in an English or Core 4 classroom, it's been especially challenging kind of to have the kids comprehend and critical think and think for themselves on certain things.
Yeah.
So on my way out, I wanted to kind of raise awareness and just let people know how AI and technology is affecting their children these days.
Right. I know, coming from a mother who taught for 33 years, my sister's a teacher in South Carolina, the challenges that y'all deal with, this is even before AI was a thing. I'm sure it's even more challenging now. And clearly, your opinion is, yes, it is. You're a high school teacher. I'm sure your students loved you. We hate to see someone leave education because of problems within the classroom. Give me some examples of what the students are saying to you.
Let's see.
Well, a lot of students, and I do want to be clear, I taught a lot of very motivated and bright children. And so I don't want this to come off as if this is all the kids' fault. But I do know that a lot of times in my English classroom, I would ask them to write down a short response or just 5 sentences to answer a question. And a lot of times it would be about 2.5 sentences. And they would say, well, I can't think of anything else to say. Or, well, why do I have to answer in complete sentences? Like, you get the point from what I'm saying in just this little sentence. And then a lot of times I would assign essays, long form essays. And I know how children write, especially when they handwrite me things in the beginning of the school year. And so when a student, how I know how they write, typically would give me a very eloquently and thorough essay on a topic that I know that normally wouldn't come from them, I would ask them, was this really you? And I'd run it through an AI generator. And of course, it would say 100% ChatGPT or AI. And I would speak to the student and they would more so question of, well, if I have to redo this, how much is it really going to affect my grade? Can I just take the 0?
Oh my gosh, trying to take the easy way out. Yeah.
Right.
Is it promoting just a laziness among our children?
I suppose, and a lot of them are just feeling as though they don't really need to do the work anymore because AI will just do it for them.
Right.
And I think that AI can be in a classroom in a very effective way if we teach children in the older grades how to use it properly. But if we're allowing them this unlimited access in the classroom to use AI, they're not going to do the work themselves.
Yeah, I know you're a proponent of getting technology out of our classrooms, getting the phones out of our classrooms. I still can't believe some schools are allowing that. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry you had to leave the classroom. What are you going to do next?
What's she gonna do?
Yes, well, I actually am working in a nonprofit now. I run donor relations, development, and digital marketing for them. So I'm back in what I was doing before teaching, and I'm loving it so
All
far.
right. Well, Hannah, thank you for giving up those 3 years. Appreciate it. We love our teachers.
Now I don't know about y'all, but first and foremost, I cannot lie. I cannot lie. I feel like even though AI is definitely becoming a problem, AI is going to be around for the future forever. Honestly, I mean, you could do tasks in a matter of seconds. All you gotta do is type in a prompt, and it can give you everything. It can build you a resume. It can write you an essay. It can code for you. It can literally do all these special things. But at the same time, it can never replace a human being in a sense. Now, it can automate certain things for you, but when it comes to the youth, when it comes to the children, when it comes to education, it comes down to the parents to make sure that their kids, to make sure their sons, their daughters know how to read and write and communicate effectively. That's what it comes down to, because kids nowadays, there are kids that cannot read or write. There are kids who are going to high school or in middle school, and they cannot even pronounce their names. You know what I'm saying? Even if they know how to do that. So we have a serious problem, because I work in hospital as well, and I talk to people all the time, and what comes to my mind a lot of times when I'm holding a conversation with a fully grown adult, I mean, they're 40 to 50 years old, so they still have their conscience, they still have their sanity, and a lot of times it's like I'm talking to a child. I'm like, there's no way that you made it this far in life and you can't even hold a casual conversation with me. You can't even maintain proper eye contact. Matter of fact, you're not even listening to what I'm saying. Like, you're not even listening. So imagine those type of parents that are raising up the kids, raising up the children. They're at home. They playing the game all day. They're at home. They're not learning the alphabet. They're at home. They're not reading any books. They're at home. They can't even do simple math. So what I'm saying is, if their parents are uneducated, guess what? A lot of times the children are going to be uneducated as well, unless at an early age the child understands, okay, maybe my mom and dad are not necessarily efficient or proficient or even, very well educated, and I have to make a change in order to change the trajectory of my life. But that's not normal. That's not normal. My biggest thing is, I feel like AI should not be in the classroom, period, until after college. Now, after college, kids gonna do whatever they want to do. At that point, you're almost a full grown adult. You know what I'm saying? But from all the way from kindergarten to high school, no AI, no AI, no AI. Just think. You're a teacher, and let's say you're an English teacher. You know how your students read and write. So if you didn't ask your students, hey, can you give me an in-depth response on this certain situation, and then they go to Chat GPT and they put in a prompt saying, hey, do this, and this, and make me sound like a Stanford graduate. I mean, it's not going to be hard to point out, like, hey, we know this is not you, but we know this is not you, buddy, and you just using AI, and that's going to be a problem, because if they solely rely on AI, they're not going to be able to critically think. They're not going to be able to even handle day-to-day tasks that require knowledge, common sense. Even recently, I've been reading. Now, when I was younger, I didn't read. I didn't read a lot. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really. I wasn't a big reader, but now, like, I'm 28 now, and I've been reading in-depth books. Like, check this out. This is a book by Martha Stout, Dr. Stout. How to Protect Yourself Against a Ruthless Manipulator, Outsmarting the Sociopath Next Door. Like, this book right here, super in depth. It challenged me, and I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of things in this book that to where I didn't understand properly. I had to go back and see, like, oh, what does this word mean, or what is this type of behavior, or, oh, I went through the same thing. But like I said, at the end of the day, it comes down to the parents. I feel like the parents nowadays, you got to put your foot down. You got to really make sure that your children are locked in, and you got to make sure you're raising your children right, because if not, it's going to be a lot of adolescents, a lot of adults They cannot communicate. They cannot use their words. They cannot even think. And when you're raising people like that, guess what? Someone who's well educated, someone who is knowledgeable, someone who knows their stuff, they're gonna run their lives because they're not fit to run their lives. Someone's gonna tell them what to do. Someone's gonna tell them when they need to be there. Someone's gonna tell them this is the right way, even if it's the wrong way. And that's how life is. And it's gonna be a generation of kids and adults who can't think for themselves. Hit the like button, subscribe button, comment down what you think below. It's your 221. I'm going. I'm out. Y'all stay tuned.